Even if you start off with just 1 day a week, then progressing to 2 days a week, then progressing to 3 days a week, like you're putting yourself in the right position to be who you want to be. If I can do it, you can do it. As I've shared my journey of the 75 hard, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't do the 75 hard. Oh, I couldn't do the 75 hard. It'd be the workouts that get me. Valid, I get that. But, little tip, if you ever want to get something done extra in your day, all you have to do is wake up earlier. And hey guys, it's the Kaya Janae. Welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video today, you already know what we're going to talk about. We're talking about all things 75 hard. So let's get into it. So what is the 75 hard? If you don't know already, the 75 hard is when you have to work out 45 minutes indoors, 45 minutes outdoors, drink a gallon of water, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, follow a diet, have no cheat meals or alcohol, and take a progress picture for 75 days. And when I tell you, at first, I was like, okay, if I can do 1 day, I could do 75 days. And then came day 30 something where I broke down mentally. So we're gonna get into it. You're probably wondering, why would you do the 75 hard? That sounds like it is the worst thing ever. But is it? Is it? I started the 75 hard because I wanted a more disciplined lifestyle. I know back in high school I was pretty disciplined, but you know, when you graduate and then you start living an adult life, you get a little undisciplined. You start overeating, you stop exercising, you start indulging in every single thing the world tells you to get into rather than setting yourself up for success by giving yourself guidelines. So I gave myself some guidelines with the help of the 75 hard, and we were able to complete it. I started this at the beginning of summer of this year, finished it kind of right before Thanksgiving, right on time. But no, some things I wanted to be more disciplined at was my prayer life and my reading my word. I also wanted to grow in my fitness. I work in a physical therapy setting, so I know like if we don't take care of our bodies will basically start shutting down physically. I want to get toned, nice and strong, keep my muscles, but also, you know, get it a little bit more active. I also wanted to be more consistent in my trading. I am a day trader. Shout out to all my day traders. Well, technically, okay, I'm an intraday trader. Shout out to all my traders. But I wanted to get more disciplined at that because 9 times out of 10, I was just gambling rather than picking out a strategy, sticking to that strategy, and tweaking that strategy to be a better trader, if that makes sense. Something that I learned in a quote that I remember is a quote by Jim Rohn, which was stating that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. So there were some things that I wanted to accomplish, but the only way that I was going to get there is by what? Discipline. Exactly. So what is discipline? Discipline is doing something that you don't really want to do, but you know that you have to do it. Okay, so it's times when you're not motivated, but you still go, or you still do the thing. Awesome. Something that really helped me during the 75 hard, that even helps me now after the 75 hard, was the planning. Okay, so what does that planning look like? The planning looks like my meal prep. What am I eating throughout the week? What am I snacking on, you know? I really wanted to improve my eating habits. You know, there was one point in my life where I see a cookie, I'm eating it just because it's there. I see a donut, I'm eating it just because it's there. You know, so I wanted to be a little bit more disciplined in my eating habits, being aware of what I'm feeding my body because my food is my fuel. So back to my meal prepping, I started by going to the grocery store, figuring out what I was going to eat, what I decided that I would eat for an entire week. So mostly my diet was chicken, veggies, and fruit. And if I had a snack, 9 times out of 10, it would be a fruit. I told myself I'm not going to go to the movies because if I go to the movies, I'm going to get popcorn and candy and an icy, and it's going to be delicious. And I was not going to do that to myself. So, I mean, I had to read anyway, so might as well go pick up a book and drink my water rather than go to the movies. But no, some other things that require with planning is, when am I going to do my workouts? As I've shared my journey of the 75 hard, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't do the 75 hard. Oh, I couldn't do the 75 hard. It'd be the workouts that get me. Valid, I get that. But, little tip, if you ever want to get something done extra in your day, all you have to do is wake up earlier. And though it may sound easier said than done, if you really want to do it, you'll do what you have to do in order to do it, if that makes sense. So like something that I wanted to do more was, again, outdoor workout, indoor workout. I didn't have time in the day after work to do that unless I did it on my lunch, which I didn't want to go back to work all sweaty. So I got up 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, getting up, getting my workouts in, and I felt better throughout the day. So that kind of really helped me. But something I had to do in order to get to that point where I had the gym times that I went to was to plan my workouts. Okay, so I want to tone up my arms. I wanted to work on my legs, building up quad strength, the top part of your legs. I just wanted overall stability and flexibility, if that makes sense. So I had to also plan my workouts. I had to sit down, figure out what did I want to work out, what did I want to work on in the weight room, and then write it down, keep it in my phone, send it to my friends to hold me accountable, and execute. Another thing that you have to plan out for the 75 hard, which I think you should plan out, it'd be a lot easier, is what books you're gonna read. Okay, so if you don't read your 10 pages, you failed and you gotta start over. So I was either reading my notes, 10 pages for something that I was training for a certification. I was reading my Bible, or I was actually reading my 10 pages of a nonfiction book. I like to read. Most people don't like to read, which is insane because you read all the time. You just don't really realize it. Something that helped me with learning how to love to read was figuring out what I like to read. Right now, I'm in an era of learning myself and growing as a young adult. So, life books, anything that'll help me grow and develop at such a young age, so that I can be prepared for my next chapter of life. A quote that I'm reminded of with my planning is, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So if you wish your life could be better, but you don't have a plan or execute that plan and add action to that plan, then baby, you're just wishing on a star. And last time I checked, wishing on a star doesn't allow wishes to come true. Hard work, having a plan, executing it allows you to accomplish your goals. Another thing that helped me during the 75 hard was my support system. Though there were people who were like, oh no, I don't know why you're doing that. That's so dumb. I couldn't do it. There were also people who were supporting me and saying, oh, you got this, girl. You're doing good. You look good. I salute you for it. All these things. And my family was a huge part of that. But I also had a friend group who was doing it too. So like we were all holding each other accountable. Like, were you getting your workout in? Let's see the workout pictures in the group chat. Getting involved and having other people go through that journey with you made it a lot more achievable. A quote that comes to mind when I think of having a support system is, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. So even though I had that support system, I also relied on myself to make up my mind, okay, today's a new day, but I'm still gonna do the same things I did yesterday to get where I wanna be tomorrow. And I'll insert some pictures of my before and after pictures. As you can see, there was a difference. I didn't really notice it at first, but a lot of people at work were saying, yeah, you're slimming down in your face, your legs are toning up. And then I started noticing and I got in the mirror and I was like, yeah, big dog, you getting stronger. So that was a really fun thing too. Alrighty. The next thing we're going to talk about is saying no. Saying no, saying no, saying no. It may seem like saying no is a bad thing, but I promise you, saying no is way more freedom than just giving in. I had to say no to cookies. Like, it was like my 35th day and someone brought snickerdoodle cookies to my job. I didn't even know I like sweets that much until they brought the snickerdoodle cookies in my face and was opening up the box and eating them in front of me, y'all. I dropped to my knees. I bawled my eyes out and I cried because I told myself, no, I've come this far. I am not going to stop and eat this cookie. There were so many times I could have given up, but I didn't. When I went out of town, I could have not went to the store to get my gallon of water and drank that gallon of water in hours. I could have said, you know what, forget it. But I said, no, I started this journey. I'm going to finish this journey. Another time when I wanted to quit, when I was out of town. Or no, not even out of town. I was in town and we were at church. And y'all know, when church make food for you, they make you desserts. And again, I didn't know that I loved sweets and desserts as much as I did. And they shoved the peach cobbler in my face. And I was like, I'm gonna freeze this and I'm gonna eat it after the 75 hard. There were times at work when people brought cookies and cakes and cinnamon rolls and sopapillas and all the things. And I was like, I'm gonna freeze it and I'm gonna eat it after. And they was like, no, we'll just buy you some after the 75 hard. So again, having that strong support system was really fun, really cool. But having the discipline and the mindset to know that I can either do something I set my mind to or give in. And obviously, your girl put her mind to it and completed the task. Alrighty, moving on, we're gonna talk about my experience in general from morning till nighttime. So starting out with the 75 hard, I wanna say my mornings were pretty easy. I was an athlete pretty much my whole entire life. I don't play anymore, but I used to play volleyball, but I've played basketball, I've played soccer, I've played softball, I've done track, like I've done all the things. So working out really wasn't a problem for me. It was just when I would do it. Again, so I'd start it early in the morning so I can have time to get it in before I went to work. So my workouts usually started with me either Monday walk, Tuesday skate, Wednesday run, Thursday walk, Friday walk, and then Saturday morning run. Sunday I would walk too. So like my weekends were more of a cool down workout, more of a recovery workout. So that was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. During my walks, it really centered me spiritually and emotionally and mentally. So like I would take silent walks and talk to God about my life, pray to him, ask him for things, sit and listen for him to tell me things. Otherwise, I was jamming out, rocking to my music, singing my whole heart out up and down the street. So those were pretty fun, just me times, you know. Other than that, my workouts, I enjoyed my leg day, arm day split. It was pretty good for me because I wasn't overworking muscles. So I would say, again, challenges would have been coming to work when there's sweets on the table. I think after the day I cried, you could put a donut in my face and I'd be okay. So I was cool after that day. I was like, yeah, I'm locked in. I can handle it. I can make it all the way to 75. And honestly, I don't think I had a real sweet until like 3 or 4 days after. Because, you know, once you finish changing your diet and taking things out of your diet, you want to make sure you're slowly reintroducing those foods back into your system. I learned, unfortunately, that Chick-fil-A makes me burp. So I don't eat Chick-fil-A anymore. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I also learned that, well, I already knew, but there was a lot of sugar in the drinks that I was drinking. So I was mainly just drinking water. So I became more hydrated, which is so important, guys. If you're moving your body, you're getting active, or you live in a place that's hot like where I live, make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Honestly, a gallon isn't even enough. My experience with the water, y'all, there's no way, but the water was the hardest part for me. Like, because when you think about it, how often are you able to go to the restroom during your workday? Not that often. So it was really hard for me to drink. Okay, no restroom. Okay, no restroom. Okay, no restroom. Drink. Restroom. So at this point, it was about the second week where I would drink as much as I could during the day. And then once I got home, chugging that thing, And usually the water would be the last thing on my list to complete for the day. But I spent most nights using the restroom. Sad times. Sad times. But again, I just got used to it. I was like, either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. And your girl, again, did it. It's done. Even though I'm done with the 75 hard, there are still habits that I still continue to this day, such as drinking my water. I'm getting back into my reading. I'm getting back into working out every day because I started slacking. Like, what's the point of doing the 75 hard if you don't get disciplined? So, I mean, but my greatest takeaway from that also is also being aware of my weaknesses. Like, I know that I'm struggling with still being disciplined. So I'm going to do the 75 hard again. I'm not sure when I'll do it, but I'll be sure to document it this time just so you guys can see a little bit more on my journey. So a quote that comes to mind when I think about habits is by Aristotle, which is, "We are what we do repeatedly. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." So if you want to be great, you have to practice greatness. If you want to have a better eating lifestyle, you have to practice eating healthier things. If you want to have a fitness life, you have to practice being fit, like going to the gym, doing your workouts. Even if you start off with just 1 day a week, then progressing to 2 days a week, then progressing to 3 days a week, like, you're putting yourself in the right position to be who you want to be. And I want to be a disciplined human being. I want to have the ability and the freedom to say no to things that are not good for me and say yes to the things that will make me a better me. I kind of want to talk to you guys about lessons that I learned from the 75 hard. I know that I said, like, I'm still like struggling to stay disciplined, but I did learn some things from it, and the people around me have as well. So I just want to share a few things that I learned. Something that I learned on the 75 hard that is obvious is consistency. Okay, so as a coach, I try to train my athletes to be consistent in the actions that they're making. Obviously, good habits that they're doing, but being consistent. If you want to be a better player, you have to practice every day. So what did I do for the 75 hard? I did it every day. I was building that consistency, building that cycle of just good habit after good habit after good habit after good habit after good habit. Good habit plus good habit plus good habit equals what? Good habit. But if I do good habit, bad habit, bad habit, bad habit, good habit, bad habit, bad habit, 9 times out of 10, the most consistent variable in that formula is bad habit. So what am I going to get? Bad habit. Okay? So being consistent is a huge takeaway from the 75 hard. Sorry guys, there's a bug. Another very important thing with the 75 hard, which I've kind of already mentioned a little bit, but I don't think I used the term, is time management. There are 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same 24 hours. If I can do it, you can do it. But you have to prioritize what is important to you. Is your health important to you? Is your goal important to you? And if it is, what are you doing to achieve this goal? Are you being consistent? Are you making time for the things that'll get you towards your goal? Are you? I think you should. All love. Time management, yes. So something that will help with time management is knowing your schedule, okay? Take a moment out of your weekend to realize what are all the things that you are doing throughout the week. Like, are you going to work? Are you going to the gym? Are you hanging out with friends? Are you going to a Bible study? Are you going to an outing or a concert? Like, what do you do on a regular basis so you know what gaps you have or what you need to move around, what you need to prioritize? The third thing that I would say would be a lesson from the 75 hard that I learned, I would say, is my mental toughness. Again, going back, I think the first day I was like, I did one day, I can do all 75, but most people don't have that mental toughness. I know in the past that I've put myself through things that have helped me come to this point where I can endure what I put myself through, but mental toughness goes for everything. I coach under a very, very, very honorable and respectable coach who always taught me everything that you do is 10% physical, 90% mental. So if you can master your mindset, can you imagine where you would be physically? Can you imagine what you would be doing with your life? Can you imagine what you would be doing with your money? If you were just mentally tough, they put a dress on sale. Oh my gosh, I gotta get it. Got it. Is that mental toughness? No, they got you. They put that dress on sale. Okay, let me see how my budget's looking. Can I afford it? No. Is that okay with me? Yes. Even if I can afford it, do I need that dress? I got 4 or 5 new dresses that I haven't worn. Do I really need this dress? No. So being able to stop and think for a moment, is it a need or is it a want? And I'm not saying don't give yourself things. Of course, love yourself, show yourself love. Take the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, spend money on yourself, yes. But doing that every time, that consistency of spending money right here, spending money right here, spending money right here will end you in a place where you are broke, okay? Been there, done that, don't go down that path. So another lesson that I learned from the 75 Hard is small decisions give you big results. Again, I started changing little things in my life, going to the gym every day rather than once or twice a week. I started drinking water more than drinking sugary drinks or soda or anything of that nature. And what did I gain? I gained a more toned body. I gained a more hydrated body so that I can be able to move around more frequently and more energetically, you know? Small decisions. I was choosing to read instead of watch TV. What did I gain? I gained so much knowledge about finances this year, all because I picked up a book. More than one, but I picked up a book and I opened it and I read it rather than watching TV with a plot that I can already guess that's gonna happen halfway through the movie or the show. So just those small things, tweaking small things in your life. I'm not saying move from your state and then try something, because like you want to be able to have an attainable tiny goal, a realistic goal. You want to be able to have a realistic goal in order to achieve it. So if you do something outlandish, you're probably not going to stay consistent with it. The 5th lesson that I learned through the 75 Hard is excuses are just that. They're excuses. You can either say, oh, I'm not going to go to the gym because I don't feel like it, or I'm not going to go work out because at this time that I usually work out, something popped up. Okay, so it's going back to time management. Now I have to find some other time to squeeze it in. There was like 4 or 5 times where I couldn't work out in the morning. I couldn't work out after work. So I had to go on my lunch break and go do my 45-minute walk and then eat the last 15 minutes of my break. So just small things like that, small sacrifices. The light is at the end of the tunnel. So say no to your excuses. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on, do what you have to do in order to get where you want to be. One of the last lessons I'll talk about today was integrity. There were so many times that I could have quit the 75 Hard. I could have snuck in a Reese's here, snuck in some M&Ms there, ate a snickerdoodle cookie while no one was looking. But did I? No. I was holding myself accountable and I was being able to be trustworthy without people looking. So I take a little bit of pride in that because, again, there were multiple times where I could have quit. I could have not did my workout. No one would have never known, except for me. I'd be like, yep, I went today, click. And I could have lied, but you know, honesty is the best way. The truth will what? Set you free. You will never always be motivated. You have to learn to be disciplined. And this concludes the end of our video. Again, showing you guys my results right here, somewhere in the corner, I don't know. But thank you guys for sitting and chatting with me. If you've done the 75 Hard, leave a comment below on your experiences. And if you're thinking about the 75 Hard, leave a comment below. Let me know. I want to see and try to help you on your journey. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to this channel for more, and we'll be back soon. Bye. When I was younger, we were at church camp, and there were a whole bunch of gnats. And it was like all the kids, but we were counselors at the time. And all you saw was counselors fighting gnats. And they got mad at us because we were trying to save ourselves. But they thought we were just acting like crazy people. We were looking a little crazy. But I was trying to, I was trying to get them. I'm not gonna lie. 5 Hard is a discipline challenge where you have to drink Now, I've always been an athlete, so the 75 hard, blah, 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 blah. I planned my meals for the week. I planned when I was, stop. I planned the gym time that I wanted to go in the mornings. I chose the mornings most days. I planned the meals that I wanted, my God. I planned the meals that I wanted to eat in the morning. Stop, 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 stop.